the voice of all your childhood heroes and villains, Charles Martinet.
Well, I'm gonna sit here. First, let me say, hello, it's me, Mario. Woohoo! Mamma mia! You guys, you're number one. Woohoo!
Yeah, Luigi number one. Luigi number one. Ho ho!
Mario, have a rotten day.
Yahoo! Win, Luigi. Everybody cheer for me. Win. I'm baby Luigi. I'm baby Mario. Let's go. Yahoo!
Well, first of all, let me say, thank you so much. What an incredible greeting. That's fantastic to see everybody here. I'm looking forward to a great fun weekend. And really, thank you so much. Your joy, your passion, your love for the games is what gives people like me a chance to come out into the world and see everybody and have a great time. So, thank you so much. Really, fantastic. You know, and I feel so privileged to do something that I love to do in life, and it's what I wish for absolutely everybody, everywhere I go. It's like, you know, do what you love to do in life. Do what gives you joy and happiness and fun. Seek that happiness, and you know, you just never know what amazing things can happen. So I wish happiness and joy for everybody here, and thank you very much. And of course, thank you very much to everybody at my hosts at TooManyGames. It's just so great to be invited out here. I happen to love Philadelphia, and I will have a lot of fun eating while I'm here. Which is something I obviously do everywhere, but you know, yippee! It's one of my joys, one of my passions. You know, I always say, do what you love to do in life and have fun. And I kind of try to live by that too. You know, I had absolutely no idea and no intention of ever being an actor. I was way too shy, very timid, you know, growing up. I'm the kind of guy that can disappear in a room with two people in it, you know? And I was always chronically shy, and so there I was at UC Berkeley, studying along, and I couldn't get the classes I wanted with this one professor. So I said, well, forget it. I'm not gonna stay if I can't get what I want. And so I left, and a friend of mine said, come and take an acting class from me. And I said, Les, there's no way I could ever stand up in front of an audience and talk to people. It's not possible. He goes, well, you know, come and have lunch with me every day before a class, and then we'll just hang out and talk and have a great time, and then you can do the class, and if you don't want to do the monologues, don't want to do the scene works, that's okay. So I said, yippee! So I threw my stomach, he got me, and I remember I started, you know, doing the class and having fun, and then you had to memorize a monologue, you know, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll memorize monologue, but I'll just hide in the back, you know, and not do it, you know, and then I can have lunch, you know. And so I memorized my monologue, and of course it's one of those, you know, the Spoon River anthology where everything is super melodramatic, you know. My name is Joe, I died a terrible death in the fire, you know, and you go, okay, I'll do that. And I'm watching everybody else go, and I start sweating because I'm thinking, uh-oh, what if this is all a great big deception and I have to do this monologue? And all of a sudden I hear, because I'm the last person, okay, Charles, you're up. And I'm like, and literally that's my subtext. And I get up, and I swear I'm shaking like this, and I'm like, I take a step, and I take a step, and I get up there, you know, Hello, my name is Joe. I died a terrible death in the barn in the storm at the factory with and my right foot is shaking like this, and I'm convinced that you're hearing, and so I'm in my internal dialogue when it wasn't saying, okay, you're gonna die, you're gonna die, you're gonna die. It was saying, to stop shaking, put your weight on that foot. So I put my weight on that foot, and sure enough, it stopped shaking. But then the other foot's going like this. And I'm like, but spread your legs evenly and put your weight evenly across your knees. Bend your knees. So I bend my knees, I'm like this, and I try to keep going, and both of my legs are going like this, because I'm so terrified, and I have no idea if I did the monologue, or I did to be or not to be. Absolutely no idea what came out of my mouth. But in the end, everyone went, yay! And then criticism time. How is it that you're the only person that wasn't nervous? I know, I mean, it's like, whoa, I'm like, what do you mean I wasn't nervous? You were so calm, the rest of us were so nervous. I thought, that's acting. It's when you can have something going on, but you pretend like it's not, which is what we all do all the time anyway, right? So I started having a good time doing that, and before you know it, I was doing lots of that little things, and then I went to audition for Oberon in Midsummer Night's Dream, There lies Titania sometime of the night. And I'm like, oh, that's such a great part, I want that one. And I memorized the monologues, and I memorized the scenes, and I went and I auditioned, and we watched everybody, the whole theater was full of actors watching actors audition, and I knew that I was the best one. And I called Les up and I said, Les, I think I got this part. I was really good at it. He goes, don't count your chickens before they hatch. I'm like, no, Les, I was really good at this one. I'm really good. I think I got it. And I go back the next day to the casting board, and I didn't get anything. I mean, I didn't get like the guy with the hole in the wall. Nothing. I got nothing, And that failure is the reason that I became an actor. Because failing to get what I wanted made me want it enough to dedicate myself to it completely and utterly. So you never know the path you're gonna take, but if your commitment is to have fun, whether it's designing games or, whatever it is, when you're sort of like following your heart and doing what you love and making your own way, it'll never be what you think it's gonna be, unless you're David Tennant and he's 5 years old and he's watching Doctor Who and he says, I want to be that when I grow up. He's the only guy that gets to do that. The rest of us have to go, I want to be ping, 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 ping. But if you keep your eye on the ball of happiness, it's challenging because you have to go through fear. You have to go through rejection, maybe, But in the end, if you're making everything about what you're doing in your own life, about your happiness and your joy, and the end goal of to make other people happy, to make other people smile a little bit, it's amazing how things work out. You may say, I want to be a voice actor, but maybe what happens is you end up being a director or a writer or a graphic artist. You just never know what's going to happen. But one thing I can promise you is life is short and it's later than you think. So start having fun right now. Play video games, watch cartoons, do funny voices, I do that stuff and just see where it goes, because you just never know, And I people ask me, I'll pretend like you just asked me, Charles, how'd you get the voice of Mario? Well, funny you should ask. I really was, I did 10 years of theater, and then I started, I stopped doing theater because I just wasn't happy, And my dad was never happy in his work after the first 10 years of his work. So I was committed to be happy. And a guy calls me up and goes, hey, do you want to do a corporate, an audition for a corporate video? And I said, well, what's a corporate video? It's a video that's corporate. Oh, well, what do I do? Act. Oh, okay, I can do that. So I started doing corporate videos. I did 600 of those, and one day, you know, I was doing like a commercial where I was the guy with the pitchfork, the American Gothic guy with the pitchfork. And I'm standing like this doing my little, not moving, of course. You know, my little brain is going, because they like these things for like 9 hours, and you're sitting there in the heat, and you're sweating, and you're dying, and then you finish, and it's like, and the producer goes, well, that was great. Hey, do you do voiceovers? And I said, sure. Yes. He goes, oh, here, read the script. And I'm like, oh, so that's what you do. Voiceover. It's a voice that you put over the video. And I read, Orchard Supply Hardware, the right item at the right price, right now. You know, and he goes, great, thanks a lot. And then he paid me as much for that as for sitting there for 9 hours. And I thought at that moment, I'm a voice actor. Yippee! And so I became a voice actor, and I did, you know, several hundred commercials, and, you know, just did corporate things and commercials, and, you know, some TV and film things. And I just having fun doing my sort of like life. And I'm on the beach, and I thought I had a phone, but I didn't. I had a pager. And a friend pages me, and I'm thinking, oh, maybe it's time for dinner, you know, as I'm thinking about food often. And I sort of go running off to the phone. I call him up. He said, hey, how you doing? He goes, you got to go crash this audition. And I said, I would never crash an audition. I'm a professional actor. I'm far too... Where should I go? And I have no idea why, but I brushed the sand up, got off the beach, amazingly found a parking space. I walk in the building as the producer and the cameraman are walking out the building, and I said, hi, can I read for this? And I literally had this time where they're both, the cameraman's like this, oh God. And the producer's like, oh God. Oh. All right, come on in. We'll set the camera back up. Look, you're an Italian plumber from Brooklyn, all right? So you're a character in this video game for a company called Nintendo, and the guy's name is Mario, right? And so make up a voice, make up a video game, make up anything you want. We're gonna have these things glued to your face. So when you move your face, that's supposed to make the cartoon character move in the same time. And you have a hidden camera, hidden microphone. You should be able to see what's going on, but we have no idea if this is gonna work or not. Never been done. So make up a voice, make up a video game, start talking. Whenever you run out of things to say, that's your audition. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, you know, hey self, what's an Italian plumber from Brooklyn sound like? Get out of my face, I'm working here. You know, and I'm like, well, that doesn't sound like something I want to do for like 9 hours a day. And what if they're kids, you know? It's like, hey, what do you want from me, you rotten kid, get out of here. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. So I'll do something nice. And I had played Gremio in Taming of the Shrew. Nice Italian guy, talking like this some years before, and I'm thinking, well, this would be really fun to do something like that. I'll make it younger, I'll make it happy, because then I can be happy with people. But I know absolutely nothing about video games, literally, except waka 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 waka, you know, and then bong bong, the sound that I heard the most, and I always lost, you know. But I'm thinking, what could I make something up about? Oh, I know, food. There's a theme in my life. And so I hear action and I go, hello, I'm Mario. Let's make a pizza pie together. You go get some sausage. I can get some spaghetti. We put spaghetti and a sausage in the pizza. And then I chase the pizza. I chase you with the pizza. And if I catch you with the pizza, you gotta eat the pizza. And then you're gonna chase me with the pizza. So, thank you, that's very kind. So I'm thinking to myself, self, that's gotta be it. But he didn't say stop, you know? And so I'm not the person that asks for permission. I just kind of went, okay, if you say don't stop, then we're gonna make a lasagna. Okie dokie, we're gonna get a lasagna pan. We're gonna put noodle on top of the pan. And then I'm gonna chase you in the lasagna pan. If I catch you in the lasagna pan, you gotta ride the lasagna pan and catch me with the lasagna pan. Then we're gonna make a tortellini and a spaghetti meatballs. And I think I went through every pasta I had ever heard of and made up a few along the way, you know. And then we're gonna chase you with the pasta con la mozzarella, you know. And I just kept going about, and I just have no idea what I was talking about until I finally heard, Stop talking. Cut. There's no more tape. Thank you, we'll be in touch. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, there's the door. So I said, thank you very much, and I went back to the beach. He gets on the phone, he goes, I found our Mario, I got him. And he only sent my tape, and that was 28 years ago. Yippee! I know, right? That's how time flies, you know? And as you get older, time flies faster. So you better have more fun than ever, you know? So that's the story of how I got to where I am now, you know? And then a friend of mine said, you should do conventions. He was my agent many years ago. And I said, what's a, you know, like a trade show? He goes, no, cons, you know? And I said, oh, why would I do that? He says, because you're the Babe Ruth of video games. Thank you. You're so kind. And I'm like, the Babe what? A who? What? So I started doing cons, and I'll tell you, I have such an enchanted life. I love working at Nintendo. I love doing the voices in the game. And then my favorite thing is to come out and meet people here that enjoy the games, because there's the joy, the happiness, the fun, and all the great stuff that goes with that. So thank you very much for playing my games. As I'll say again. It's so great, yeah? Thank you. So, I'm sorry, I really apologize for being so late, but we're going to give the full hour here. So if anybody has any questions, I know that there's a microphone. I can see one right there, but I don't know. Is that the one we're going to use?
Yeah.
That's a good question. Does anybody know what microphone we're going to use?
That one.
Somebody go up to that microphone and say, hello. And then we'll know for sure. Hello.
Hello.
That's kind of good. Yeah. Do you have a question?
Yes.
Yippee! Nice hat, by the way.
Thanks. You don't mind if I film, right?
Well, you can't, you know, we prefer if you don't film and post things on international media. And I can't answer questions about, like, what games are coming up or, you know, things like
Not
that.
like that. I'm just gonna put it in my camera roll.
Okay, for your own self.
Yeah. Thanks.
I'm gonna drink a glass of water.
Alright.
Hi.
Do you have any tips for beginners for voice acting?
Sure, do I have tips for beginners for voice acting? That's a great question. And it's a question that would take about a bazillion hours of answering time. But luckily for us all, there's a great voiceover actor named D. Bradley Baker. And he created a great web page called iwanttobeavoiceactor.com. iwanttobeavoiceactor.com. And in that he goes into the elements of what precise techniques you need to become a voice actor, how to get an agent, how to create a reel, all the things about the joy, the fun, and the business aspect of it. So that's what I would say. And the only thing that I would add to it is my version of acting is very simple. Learn as much as you can about the human being, about your own self, why you choose the things you choose, why you do the things you do, what your motivation is, what's your internal life, what does it say about you, what are you hiding, all those things that are sort of like internal spiritual psychological work. And then you learn that same thing in developing a character. And as you study human beings and you watch people, it's like, why does somebody like that, or watching cartoons, you know, why does someone with a big jaw don't like that, you know, or somebody with beady eyes may talk like that, or why do they talk the opposite? And then you start learning all that stuff, you pack your bag full of technique, and then when you go in for the audition, you throw it all out the window, and you become like the dog on a beach, chasing a stick or a ball. And that dog is not thinking, I wonder how he wants me to be when he throws the ball. I wonder how he wants me to get it. Should I pick it up in my mouth hard or soft, or should I wag my tail or not? He just goes and he does it. And that's what acting, they used to say acting is being, but it's more than being, it's becoming. It's doing that thing just from your heart and letting go of everything else. Of course, you have to have microphone technique. You know, you can't talk about a microphone. You know, you can't scream in the microphone if you're like this. You can't bump your head into it. You know, I bumped my head. You know, you can't do that. You know, so you have to have technique. But once you have that, trust yourself enough to let it go. You know, I don't recommend this personally, but it's a little bit like, you know those hang glider guys that like run off the cliff? Make sure you've got a parachute and a hang glide, you know, and that's with acting too, is like, don't starve, you know? There's such a mythological element, because another element, of course, is the myth of the starving artist. You've got to starve to become an artist, or you have to create from pain and suffering, you know, like the Picasso or the Rodin of the world. I believe you can create through joy and light and happiness, and that's why all of my characters, even the bad guys, are silly, joyful, crazy, fun people, you know, because that to me is the thing I can give in my world is that. You might find you have something else that's completely different, but finding your way is about also getting rid of the subconscious mind's program of like, you can either do what you love or be successful, you know, or to be an artist you have to starve. Those are things that we buy into that are not necessarily true, you know. So be free.
Can I say one last thing? I want to thank you for making my childhood awesome.
Oh, thank you very much. That's so kind. Thank you. I can tell you it's my pleasure. Thank you so much. It's really a pleasure, and I wish that for you, that you find what gives you thorough, total happiness and joy.
Thank you, Mr. Martinet.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, isn't that what it's all about, being happy and joyful? My uncle was an FBI agent and a Green Beret and saw his share of fighting. And in the end, he said to me, you know, the only thing that really matters in life is the people you love and the people that love you.
Hello.
Hi.
I have a question. Big fan of yours, loved all your stuff since Super Mario 64.
Thank you.
I have a request actually. Can you give me your best Super Mario Sunshine?
Super Mario Sunshine! Woohoo! Thanks. I love that game so much. That brings back so many memories. Because I was in Australia and I did a promotional tour, and it's the only time I've lost my voice. And luckily I had an extra week, so we reprogrammed, you know, put everything in those second slots. But it was super great because it was the GameCube. And it was the first time you could like use a memory wand and remember where you were in the game, so you didn't have to start all over when you died.
Hello,
Hi.
my name is Justin Kaminsky, and is it okay if I ask 3 questions?
Sure.
So my first question is, how many languages do you speak?
How many languages do I speak? That's a lovely question. I speak Spanish, French, English, and I speak a little bit of Italian, enough for them to say, that's all right, we'll speak English. And I speak enough German to say, ich weiß nicht, which means I don't know.
Good job.
Thank you.
My second question is, what voice is the hardest for you to do?
The voice is the hardest? They're all so easy because, you know, another part of acting is you have to become the character. So for me, the joy of Mario, the fun, the happiness, that's a place in me of the pure joy. You know, like Luigi's trepidation is a place that's very real in me, you know? So all those things are really real to me. The hardest vocally is Wario, because, you know, it's like all in the throat so much. But I drink a lot of water all day long, and you know, whenever you do voiceover work, you do that. So they're all really easy. You know, it's kind of like a carpenter. You say, what's harder to use, a hammer or a screw gun? And he goes, it's what I do, you know? That's what I do. Or he says something like that, I don't know.
And my third question is,
Sure.
could you say Justin Kaminsky in the Wario voice?
Can I say what?
Justin Kaminsky in the Wario voice?
Well, Super Justin, you number one. Woohoo! That I can say.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you very much. Yippee! Hi.
Bing bang, wahoo. Sorry about that. I have one question for you, and this
Sure.
one sort of moves away from. This is a bit more serious of a question, and
Yes.
it's: do you have any sort of regrets, or is there anything that you feel like you missed out on in this career path?
Oh, that's such a lovely question. No.
No regrets.
Nah, you know, I think life is the most beautiful, wonderful gift. You know, if I had any regrets, it's that I was scared a lot, you know? It's like, I was a lot more Luigi than Mario, in my life. I really don't have regrets. I always wish, if I were to say anything, it's like, be kinder, be nicer, trust the world more, trust, because, it's a scary place out there. But, if you have trust in yourself and lean on the love that's in your life, which is always much more than you think, then things are really better than you can imagine.
You're gonna make me cry.
That's what I think. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yippee! Hi.
First off, I'd like to say it's great to see you coming to TooManyGames. You're probably the most high-profile guy who's ever been.
Sorry, speak a little closer to the microphone for me.
Alright, well, first off, I want to say it's great that you're at TooManyGames.
Thank you.
You're probably like the most high-profile person that's been here, so it's great to see you leading the way for other people to come next year, and so on.
Thank you.
So I'm not sure how much of this you can answer, but what's it like recording voiceover for Smash Brothers?
What's it like recording voice for Smash Brothers? Smashing! It's really fun, I don't know what's happening in that game because it's so far above my skill set. My skill set is like ow, there's an A button, ow, there's a B button, ow, 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 That's my skill set. And I can always find out the princess is not in this castle. So when I see myself like that, a lot, I know I'm playing Smash Brothers. Or Super Mario Bros. Wii, because I do that a lot too. The thing about Smash, it's like, it's so fast and so much is going on. I watched some of the tournaments there at E3, and it's like, it's unbelievable how good people are. And then people say to me, oh yeah, I won the tournament in Smash Bros. I'm like, how?
I'm not sure if you could answer this.
Sure.
Have you recorded anything for Smash Ultimate yet?
I cannot say a word about things that are not launched already. But you know what I mean? I can't say a word about that sort of game because it's top secret. But I can tell you one thing about it. It's really great.
No Waluigi?
Well, I can't say anything about that either. Although I think that there was just some preview stuff at E3, and I tell you, people were loving that game, and I think it's just wonderful. I think it's the greatest gift of my life that I get to do what I love, and I get to watch people enjoy it. That's so awesome,
Can you say something for me?
But
In Mario's voice, can you say Super Mario, the Telltale series?
Super Mario what?
The Telltale series. Telltale series.
Well, I can't. I can only talk about do things in Mario's voice that are consistent with Mario. So I can say like "you're number one" and things like that. Because otherwise, I go outside the realm of what the character might say. But thank you,
Thanks.
and thank you very much. Hi, very nice. Hi.
Hi, my name is Alex, and in a bit of a blasphemous moment, I'm going to ask about something not Mario related that you did. So back in the late 2000s, you voiced Orvis in Ratchet and Clank: A Crack in Time.
Yeah.
I was just kind of wondering a couple of things. What was it like working with Insomniac, and how did you manage to copy Clank's laugh so perfectly to?
Well, I love that character. I wish I could redo that in a modern sort of video theme because I think it was so great. Keeper of Time, rule number one. And the voice was based on a friend of mine, Sidney Walker, who had just passed away. And I thought, he was such a gentle, sweet soul who protected everybody through his loving and caring, And so I wanted the voice to be like that, And I can't remember I can't remember the voice, the laugh exactly, but there was so much fun, and then guys were great to work with. I love every job I've ever done. It's always just been, come and play in our sandbox. And what could be more fun than being a voice actor?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello. Hi.
So as of now, there's still been no official Waluigi game. If you could have Nintendo make any kind of Waluigi game you wanted, what would you have them do? Just anything.
Well, if they make it, I'd love to voice it and I'd love to play the game because I love Waluigi. I think he's hilarious, It's so great,
We all love Waluigi.
Thank you very much. Yeah, what a great character. And there was such a gift. I came up to do Mario tennis or something, or golf, and there was this great guy going, you know, and his arms are flapping all over the place. Put a voice to him, you know, it's like, yippee. Hi.
Hello, Super Charles, you're number one.
Thank you, very nice. Very nice.
So, you have been such a positive influence on me throughout my life.
Thanks.
And you obviously just enjoy living out every single day, and you obviously just ooze joy and happiness. But if ever there's a situation where you find yourself in kind of a dark spot, how do you find yourself out of that? Like, what do you do to pick yourself back up?
That's a great question. You know, the great thing I can tell you about me is that I'm just like everybody else. I have my own little character, flaws and quirks and idiosyncrasies. And you know, I think for me it's like I try to remember the love. I try to get back to, you know, because you get wigged out about something, but the love is always there. The joy is always there. And your power is inside that love, inside that caring, inside your passions, your joys, your dreams, you know? So I try to get back into that. But thank you,
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I like to say that life is like a video game, you know? You choose the character you're gonna play, and when you wake up in the morning and you go across all kinds of obstacles and you gain little weapons and life ups and power ups, and then before long you realize you're living your dream. This is it, you're the hero. Hi, great outfit.
Hello, Charles.
Hi.
I've watched many of these panels on YouTube. It's great to finally be in the room.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, back in 2013, there was this thing called the Year of Luigi.
Oh, yes, wasn't that fun?
I would like to maybe ask you what your experience was with the Year of Luigi, and if we'll ever get a year for the other characters like Mario, Waluigi.
That's a good question. You know, I'm just a voice actor. So they call me up and they say, come and play in the sandbox. And I say, yippee! And I go play in the sandbox. But I love the Year of Luigi. And you know, it's just so much fun to see him coming. You know, I do him in real time still, and I'll be doing that if you happen to be near Manhattan the last week of July and the first week of August. Or at Christmas time, we do Mario in real time still, which is how I got it started in Mario. And you know, Luigi comes out and he looks down and he says, you know, I used to stand in my brother's shadow, but when I came out of his shadow and into the light, look what I found. I got my own shadow. Hello, shadow. You know, because it's just like, I just love Luigi. He's just such a great character. And he had some great games that year, so I'd be thrilled. You know, if invited to make a year of anybody else, I'd love to do it.
Thank you. Super Mario 64 is the very first game I ever played, so...
Oh, yay.
Thank you for that.
Thank you. Oh, and no, thank you very much for playing my game. Yeah. That was so fun. Thank you.
Hi, Charles.
Hi.
I've been a big fan of you for a very long time, ever since I played Super Mario 64 on the N64.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so my question for you is, are there any voice roles that you auditioned for that you wish you got?
No. No, yes, of course. But that's a good question. But for me, I sort of feel like every audition is an end in itself. So when I pick up a script, I read in my phone or I read my computer, I'm having fun in that moment. So I got what I wanted out of it, fun. Not as much as I wanted, but I got it. Because I think that there's a paradigm in acting that 99% is rejection and 1% is success. And that's an exaggeration. It's 99.9%. Because you audition a lot to get a job. But it's, you know, like everything in life, it's how you take it, you know? It's like, you hear a bang, your state of mind tells you, you know, your reaction, is that a gun going off or a car backfire or someone dropped something, you know? So how you react to it, and slowing down that process, it's the same thing, you know, in acting. It's like you how you respond to not getting the job is your choice. And and rejection is hard. So maybe it's defensive on my part, but I just don't feel like, I think it's counterproductive to feel rejected because you didn't, because the best thing you can do is abandon the desire to be wanted for the job and be the dog on the ball, chasing the ball on the beach, So it's almost counter to feel rejection.
And let's do one for old time's sake. Can you do the voice line from the Mario Teaches Typing game? The one where you go, "Oh, hey, look, I have no tonsils."
Wait, what do I say?
You say, "Oh, hey, look, I have no tonsils," or something like that.
I have no salsas?
Tonsils.
I don't remember that. What game was that?
The first one you did, Mario Teaches Typing.
Mario Teaches Typing. And what did I say?
Oh, hey, look, I have no tonsils, because you're just like a...
I have no...
Tonsils.
Tonsils?
Tonsils. Like T-O-N...
Come over here, because the microphone makes everything bounce back and forth. Come over here. No, just right here. Right here. Just stand right here. Just stand right there. Just say it to me. Just stand right here. Oh, look, I have no tonsils. Oh, that. Okay. Sorry. Oh, look, I have no tonsils. I hadn't heard that for like 28 years. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Oh, look, I have no tonsils. And I opened my mouth. I completely forgot that. Wow.
Hi there.
Hi. I do have tonsils, though.
So you've been working with Nintendo for nearly 30 years now. What are some of the greatest memories you've had working with some people like Shigeru Miyamoto and Reggie?
Well, it's marvelous. Mr. Miyamoto is like one of the nicest, most wonderful people I've ever met. And Reggie's an incredibly great guy. But I don't really work with them. I work with the Nintendo team up in Redmond, Washington, or in different parts of the country. So I work with different creative teams in Japan and in different places. But Reggie is like the CEO of American business, and lucky for me, I don't know anything about business. I don't do anything to do with business,
Okay. And one last question for Mario, though. Mario, you've been on many adventures all across like the universe, even. So out of all the adventures, which one was probably the most memorable you've been on?
Every adventure, number one. They're all so great. I love it. It's like all my games. I love them all. And I have this fatal flaw that it's always like the one I played most recently, like Odyssey, is like my favorite game of all times. But then the next game comes along, and I'm like, ow, that's my favorite game of all time. So.
Thank you so much for coming out here to TooManyGames.
Thank you.
It's an honor to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Too Many Games. It's so great to be here. Thank you. Who's next?
What's your favorite non-Mario game you voice acted?
My favorite non-Mario game?
You voice acted in.
Oh, I love that. I really like doing Parthenax in Skyrim, and I really love the Bit Trip Runner series, Bit Trip Runner 3. And that one just came out on the Switch, so that's really fun. And I'm a playable character in it. And if you get to a certain point, you see that I'm unusual looking. Yeah. What's your favorite game?
Of all time?
Of all time.
Probably the Bit Trip Runner games.
Which one?
The Runner 2.
Bit Trip Runner 2. Oh, thank you very much. I'm Charles Martinet, and you're not. I love that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Cheers. Yippee! Thank you. Hi.
Hi. I don't know if this is gonna reach me. There it is. So I know Mario was really the big break character. It opened up a whole lot of
Sure
voice
did.
acting for you. You said you did a lot of commercials beforehand. How did you market yourself effectively to get those jobs in the first place?
That's a nice. How did I market myself to get voiceover jobs? I succeeded in auditioning, and I thought, well, I'm going to treat acting like a business. So I made these cards, because I knew all these guys, the deep pitch announcer that talk like that, all these smokers, deep throaty voices, and I knew I wasn't that. So I made myself voiceover light, VO light, and I would have every month I would mail out 1,000 of these things to all the different producers and directors from the Real Director and all these things, and I'd send them out everywhere, and I never got a single call from those until one day someone called me up and said, you know those marketing things you send out, they're so fantastic. Who's your printer? That was my total response out of probably 150,000 mailers. So, you know. It worked out perfectly. And it was VO-like, you know. I thought, you know, less filling, you know, so I kind of played off of that, and complete failure.
And then real quick, can I get in Erica as a superstar?
Well, you know, I'm not supposed to like just do Mario's voice doing all kinds of things, but
No,
you're the
just
superstar.
Just do it in your normal voice.
I can do that. I can say, you the superstar.
Right.
That sort of thing. Yeah.
I was just asking
All right,
you
cheers,
to
man.
do it, not as Mario, just you.
Oh, it's me.
Yeah.
You're a superstar. Yeah.
Thank you.
That I can do, sure. Yeah. Hi.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm awesome, Charles.
Great,
It's an honor.
Thank you so much.
My question is, you the first voice I remember hearing Mario in was the one where you're playing Go Fish against Mario.
Go fish. Hello, fishy, fishy. Oh, yeah.
Mario, go fish.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. So, what was it like? And I know you might not have known who Mario was at the time, but what was it like voicing such an iconic character in a Go Fish
Well,
game?
you know, I don't, was he iconic back then? I don't even, when did he become iconic? I know that I was walking down through the CES one day and someone said, are you Charles Martinet? I said, yes, I am. You do the voice of Mario? Yes, I do. Will you sign something for me? And I'm like, sign something? I don't have a pen, I don't have a paper, I don't have any, what do you want me to, you know, oh, I've got a game, sign this, and I got a pen. And by the time I finished signing it, there were 10 people standing behind him. And that's when I went, oh, you know? So I don't know when he became iconic, but you know, so for me, it was just one by one, you know, step in a process, and wow, this is fun, and wow, that's fun, and yippee, wahoo, you know, the whole way.
Could I get an Anthony, you're a superstar, Anthony #1?
Super Anthony, you #1.
Thank you, Charles. That means the world to me.
Thank you. And I think I gotta kind of wrap it up pretty soon. It's 4:42, but we'll take a few more questions. Hi.
Hi, Charles. It's nice to meet you, and I'm super thankful for everything you've done in video gaming.
Thanks.
I have a question for you. Out of all the video gaming work, do you have any work that isn't video game related, like in cartoons and anime, that you enjoyed doing, or like
I
all
enjoy,
that stuff?
you know, every job I ever did, I enjoyed, I think. You know, it's just so much fun. Some were not as good as others, some were really great. But you know, my life has been such a beautiful gift of, you know, come and play in our sandbox. And it's just a beautiful life.
Do you have a specific character you enjoyed voicing in like any television show?
That I did or didn't do?
That you did do.
That I did do? Nah, my favorite thing is to do Mario. I just love it, you know, it's the most fun. And you know, I could audition for a lot more projects and could be doing a lot more work. And I think it's time for me to just do what I love to do and let young people come along and do their mark, because they'll certainly be there.
What's your favorite food?
My favorite food?
Yes. Don't say spaghetti meatballs.
You know, it's like every day that's a change thing, because I love like being here. I can't wait to eat a lobster and oysters on the half shell and corn on the cob and you know those cherry stone clams, the giant ones. I love those on a half shell. So, and everywhere, but if I said sushi and sashimi, and that'd be like accurate too.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Now I'm hungry. Yippee! Okay. All right, is that it or? Couple more. Okay. Couple more. Yippee! Hi.
Hey, what's up, Charles? I'm Alex.
Hi, Alex.
Okay. Quick question, if I can remember what it was. So I'm like a director, like not really, but like I make my own videos, okay?
Great.
And there's this one character that I'm doing. One of them's gonna sound like Mario, but the one I'm voicing sounds like I don't know if I could. I can't do his voice, so he's gonna sound like Bender from Futurama.
Oh yeah, great.
He's gonna act like him too. So he's gonna be me, but he's like, how do you like do your voice? Is what I'm trying to ask.
Well, you know that I've been an actor for 42 years. So, you know, you do voices it's all work, all acting work is the same. It's the truth of the character that you play, you know? And you can find that hinge in cartoons through characteristics of personality, like in all acting, but in drawings you have this wonderful, you know, a big mouth guy or a little mouth guy, big jaw guy, little eyed guy, can all sound a little bit different. And you just play until you find something that works for you. I used to, like, in the old days, you used to get renditions of everything, which was great. Now you don't. So I could look at somebody, and I'd sit there and do the dialogue, kind of looking at them. And when I could see myself, or see that character doing that dialogue in the voice I was using, I'd say, that I like. Or I'd do a take, and I'd look at the character, and I'd say, yeah, you know, until I found something that gave me joy. Because it's all about you having fun. And the more fun you have, the more likely it is the audience is going to enjoy it. That your worst enemy is the third eye, the critical eye, that looks at you and goes, that's not funny.
All right, and that's kind of all the questions I'm gonna ask, but can you do some, like, just anything in your Mario voice real quick?
Okay, here we go! Woo-hoo!
Thanks, Charles. That's amazing.
Sure.
Made my childhood.
Thank you very much. And have fun. Have fun doing your project. Good luck. Hope it goes really great. Hi.
Hello, my name is Rohan, and I grew up playing Nintendo.
Yippee! Thank you very much.
First of all, it's an honor to meet you, Charles.
Thank you very much, Ron.
Was Robin Williams one of your influences on voice acting?
You know, not at all. Although I did know Robin Williams for many years. Met him when he was like way back. We were doing a charitable thing for a university. Hilariously fun, but a very shy person like me. You know, both of us were, and he's even more shy than I ever was, you know. A marvelous, brilliant talent. Yeah, greatly missed. Woo-hoo! Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, we got a couple more. Come on. Couple more. Yippee! Okay. Hi. That's so great.
Sorry, I came to blow your party.
That's so great.
I am Bowser.
You are Bowser.
Yeah, actually, I was going to stand in the back and boo you, but this is a better idea.
That's so great. Hi.
Yeah, I'll see you later. I'm just messing with you.
And there's Mario.
I'm going to let her be the last one because she was supposed to be the last one.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
There we go. Sorry, I crashed your party.
Yay, thank you.
I'm not sorry.
Thank you. Yay. That was Bowser, everybody. Yippee!
It just came out of nowhere. This candy just came out of nowhere.
Hello.
First of all, I've been a fan of Mario games for my entire life.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And may I ask,
Sure.
out of all the Mario characters you voiced, who was your favorite?
My favorite is It's a me, Mario. Woohoo! Because I love the joy, the fun, the passion, the happiness, all that stuff about that character just makes me happy, you know? And what a gift it is if all I have to do is say, here we go, whoopee! And people smile. To do something so small and make people smile is amazing. It's such a gift. And it's what I wish for everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And thank you so much, everybody. Mamma mia. You guys, you're number one. Yahoo! Okay, so do me a favor. If you stand up, I think the photographer wants to come on stage and take a photograph of me with everybody. So kind of crowd on in, and we'll just kind of do, I think so, right? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Here, have a photo of this.
Or how about sitting down there? Yeah. Snap, we're gonna be right here. Hello, Mario. Hi, buddy. How are you? How's this?
Awesome. All right, everybody. 3, 2.
Yeah, we're done right there. How about everybody go like this? Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, you guys.